What's up, guys? John here, Titan Talk Tuesday, coming straight at you. Sorry, we're having some problems on Instagram. If you guys are on there, we're not live, but you can check it on IGTV later if you guys are seeing this. But listen, we just got over this long, awesome weekend, right? Memorial Day weekend, which was awesome. If you guys hopefully got out, you were active, spent time with the family, loved ones, or yourself. Got some relaxing time in, some rest, or had some fun. Hopefully that's what happened with you guys. We went out to the beach, just a family, hung out there for a couple days, tried to just chill out, just calm down and take in some breathers, right? Because it's just been nonstop here at Titan. So one thing after another has just been going on, and it never stops. It's just going to keep continuing on and on and on. So I'm ready for that always. And so are we here at Titan. But I hope you guys, you had a fun weekend out there. It was definitely a good one for sure. So I'm going to try to go live on this thing. I'm going to go live from my personal page. So if you guys are not on my Instagram, my personal Instagram is Tsikouris. My last name, Tsikouris, with a J. I'm going to go live on here too as well so people can see this on there. But at that point, I want to get down to business. So Fitness DMK, so use one of them. Just usually on Instagram. Sorry, my Titan Medical Center one is messing up or being active or inactive, I guess. So I want to go on here to at least show you guys some of the some love on here. So what's going on? Dwayne Day, what's up, dude? How you doing? All right, so let's get to Titan Talk today. So I hope you guys had a good weekend. I did, obviously, long weekend. I hope Memorial Day, you guys had a great day with the family, yourself. But the true meaning of Memorial Day is memorializing those fallen soldiers that make the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms today in our country. Thank God, right? I know, DMK, dude, technology is a pain in the butt. Works really good when you don't need it, or you need it sometimes. It sucks when you really do need it. It doesn't work. So it is what it is. Don't worry. We've got plenty of other platforms out there for you guys. So don't worry. It's all good. All right. So let's get into the first topic or subject of today. So we're going to talk about therapy of the week. So here at Titan Medical Center, every week, we have a therapy of the week, and that is for us to be able to talk to this, to talk about it to our patients and what's going on with this therapy, how it can help them, maybe answer some questions about it if you guys have those out there. So let's get right into it. So this week is our Titan Summer Packages. So summer is officially here. It's June 1st. That's a beautiful thing. When June comes around, you usually got 3 good months, at least wherever you're at in the United States. Now, I grew up in the Midwest, so late May, early June is when it really started getting warm for us. The way that weather's been nowadays, you just don't know, right? So down here in Florida, it's obviously hot, and one thing that comes with the hot weather and summer is the pool or beach, or at least being outside, being active, right? And what else? Bathing suit season. So it's bathing suit season. It's officially in effect, because like I said, it's June 1st. So at that point, what's going on? Rocker Styles, my man Dave, what's up, dude? So with summer being here and us trying to be bathing suit ready or get bathing suit ready, I thought it was just fitting that we had our summer packages. So our summer packages include 3 different Titan Medical Center therapies, right? Our injectable Titan Complete or Tighten Up. I think it's Tighten Up on there. So it's Tighten Up, our ECA Stack, and our Titan Fat Burning Cream. So we want to approach weight loss or fat burning or overall health in 3 different ways. One, the injectable way. So with Tighten Up, you're getting MIC, you're getting a B complex in there, B12, you're getting 1 branched chain amino acid, isoleucine, and you're getting L-carnitine, which is great for weight loss, nervous system, blood flow, and a lot more. So that's just the injectable portion, right? Then you have your ECA Stack Plus, ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. So at that point, you're taking an oral version to combat it, with the oral effect and getting great energy, fat burning properties in there, concentration, so mental focus goes right along with it. And then we have our Titan Fat Burning Cream, which is, something that you rub on to the certain areas. And what it does is it tightens and smooths out those areas for a more aesthetic, appealing look. So at that point, you're attacking weight loss and fat loss and energy with 3 different medications in combination, or you can pick 2 out of those and go with that package too as well. It's really up to you guys, and it will give you guys, some different options about what you want to do. All right, so Dwayne J said, "Hey John, do you have any recommendations for inguinal hernia?" Oh man, for inguinal hernia. So we could talk about that. So inguinal hernia, I actually had a biingual hernia. So I had a inguinal hernia on both sides, right? And what that is that's basically your stomach, it's your gut popping through your stomach. So when you see it, you'll have like a little bulge, or it can be very painful, right? So I've had this before, and what I had to do was I had to get mesh put in both sides, and it didn't do too good. I mean, it held what it needed to in, but then got wrapped in with nerves. So at that point, I have nerve damage. So I get shooting pains from time to time, but it got rid of the hernia, on both sides, which was crazy because when I went into the surgery, they said it's only one side. And then when I came out, they said, listen, you had a biingual hernia, so you had on both sides. So we had to put mesh on both sides. And at that point, I had one of the top hernia surgeons in the state of Florida do it, and you just don't know what you're going to get out of it sometimes, So, the whole thing is when we're pushing and stuff like that, when you're weightlifting, you can putting pressure on there, and if it's not, your core is not built strong, at that point, things can happen like that. Hernias are, they're pretty basic as far as a lot of people get hernias, whether it's from birth, they have them with their belly buttons and stuff like that, or you get an inguinal hernia, they're pretty common, right? Now, you don't want to get a hernia, and that's like I said, you're putting too much stress on yourself. You're pushing, and you push too much, and something pops out. So your gut pops out in your stomach, not all the way through your skin, but underneath, and that's where you really feel that bulge. Wow, Fitness DMK said it's 40 degrees in New York this weekend. Wow, I can't believe it, man. That's crazy. Memorial Day weekend, usually you think you're going to get some good weather by then, but I guess it just doesn't happen. New York, man, that sucks. So hopefully you guys will get the heat wave here soon, and you guys will be good to go in that level. What up, Big Irishman? What's going on, man? Sorry, our Instagram was down today. We had some technical difficulties. Hopefully we can get it back up for tomorrow, and then for Drew, I don't know. But I'm going to start going live on here, or I'm actually going to make a backup account for Titan Medical Center. So listen, if one account doesn't work, maybe another account will. So I hope those shirts fit you too, Big Irishman out there. Hope everything's good with that. So that's what it is, man. So if you guys, hey, what up, Pat? How you doing? Pat Castle, what's going on? So if you guys have any questions about what we do here. So we do hormone replacement therapy for males and females, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies like our Titan Complete, Titan Up, Hercules Potion, Titan Ultra, Titan Serenity, those custom signature blends that Titan Medical Center only makes for our patients. We have peptide therapies, from weight loss peptides. We have healing peptides. There's a lot of good ones out there, right? Plus, we do blood work nationwide in all these different services. We can't also forget about our libido-enhancing therapies for males and females. At that point, it's really, really cool, because both you and your partner, depending if you're male or female, both of you guys have something to really take up or up your game. It's something that you don't need, right? Because people are like, I don't need that. I don't need to, libido enhancer. But listen, just because you don't need it doesn't mean you can't be better in that area too. And it doesn't have to be all the time. It could be, a one-time use or, a special time use, or listen, you guys are having a fun weekend together. Kids may be gone that night or whatever it is, and you really want to knock it out of the park. That's where these libido enhancing therapies really come into play. And if you need them for other reasons, listen, they are game changers for sure. And we have a lot of different options, like I said, for males and females. So it's not just one gender, right? Both can really take advantage of this. Thank you, Fitness DMK. I appreciate it, man. So we do got some new Titan swag that's coming in. Hopefully we'll have more. I've been working on some different things with Nike and stuff like that. So I did get some in a box. I only thought when I got it, I just got it yesterday because I got home from the beach and hanging out with the family. And I got these boxes. And these boxes had some of the new Titan gear, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I can't wait to put them on. And then I put on, I got myself an extra large. I'm like, uh-oh, this is a little on the smaller size. So you might have to go get a size up in some of these different things, like these jerseys and such, that I'll be bringing in and showing you guys. So I'll let you guys know too. I'll let you know if things run smaller, they don't run smaller, because I try them on. I make sure that usually the way I fit things is nice, right? I don't like things too big or too tight. I'm not the medium type of guy, but I don't want like triple X either. So I want it to fit good, but I want it to fit so I'm not like tight in here like that. I don't like clothing, but everybody's different out there. Some people like their clothing tight, and that's fine. And some people like their clothing a lot looser. That's fine too. It's all about your preference and how you like things, right? All right, 2X actually fit perfect, Big Boss, but I'm afraid of getting bigger. Let's get crazy. Titan Lifestyle. I'll be at 240 in a couple more months. Thanks to MK. But thank you, Big Boss Man. I appreciate it. No problem, dude. Now listen, you get bigger. Don't worry. I'll start ordering some triple X's for you guys and stuff like that. So if that's a necessity, I'll make sure I get some of those too. So if you guys are getting bigger and muscular, we can definitely take care of that. But the whole point of this is to be lean and mean, right? So even if you are getting bigger, you want quality, lean mass. You want to be, lean, not shredded. You don't have to be shredded, but you want a lower body fat percentage to a certain degree, 10%, 12%. At that point, some good definition comes through. You still look really solid. So that's what it's all about. Right. So Dwayne Day said, hey, just wondering, can I use BPC 157 for that hernia? So you can use it for the hernia, Dwayne, but it's not going to fix the hernia. Okay. That's one thing BPC 157 TB500 is not going to fix. But it can definitely help with inflammation. If you have inflammation in the area, when did you get the hernia? Did you just get the hernia lifted? I would actually go see, a physician about it just to make sure. Now, some hernias are okay, and people live with hernias for the rest of their lives. There's some belts and bands you can get that will keep it, suppressed and compressed in there, so you won't have the pain. But sometimes hernias can get out of hand, and they can actually strangle your testicles. I mean, there's some problems that can happen with this. So you don't want to have any severe injuries or issues down the road. That's something you should definitely check with a physician just to make sure things aren't going to get tangled up. What's going on, Christian? How you doing? Strength Addicts in the house, tight and strong all day. All right, so that's just a little bit about some of our therapies. The summer packages are in full effect. All right, yes, Ren's Dude podcast said, yes, hernias are rough. Listen, single hernias are rough. If you have double hernias, that's even worse. And like I said, for me, when I got it, I think I got it, like, honestly, like trying to urinate. Like, I was just pushing too hard, and I felt like a pain. And then at that point, like, I went a couple days. I remember I was in Chicago. I got home. I started, like, moving my leg and stuff like that. And I told Sharice, I'm like, man, I'm getting this pain, right? Like, shooting pain down. And she's like, that sounds like a hernia. I'm like, get out of here. I was like, there's no way I can have a hernia. And I was like, just like trying to push the urinating. And she's like, you can get it from that. If you push too hard on things, whether you go in the bathroom, you're in the gym, or whatever it may be, you're going to push through. And sometimes this will happen. And that's when my hernia happened. So I went to the doctor, got it checked out. And that's when they said, listen, you're going to need surgery for this to repair it properly. I tried to use the band and stuff like that, like to compress it down. And all I had was pain. So I didn't want to deal with that pain. I didn't want no other issues to happen. So that's when I got the mesh in there. I was literally up, right after the surgery and walking around and stuff like that. So the bad thing about the hernia. So when I got the hernia surgery, obviously the nerve damage is something that was negative that came out of it. But the other thing was in your abdominal area, and you have surgery in there, you can't work out for like 4 to 6 weeks. So that was the only kicker for me. I had to bring back my core, my abdominal area, which it wasn't bad. But like I said, when you're not working any of those areas out and you go 4 to 6 weeks, you get that soreness back, right? And then you're dealing with a little uncomfortability. Like for me, like when I'm doing, any sort of leg lifts and stuff like that, like in certain positions, I'll feel it. Like I'll feel the nerve damage in there. It'll shoot pain. So I have to deal with that sometimes in doing abdominal exercise or core exercises. So you just want to be careful what you're doing there. Make sure you're getting all the options. I'm sure now, I don't know if they're still doing the mesh, because I know when I got my mesh done a couple years later, like I got contacted by lawyers and stuff like this, like because of the damage it could do or permanent, damage to the nerves, that you can actually sue these guys. You can sue these companies that made this medical screen, I guess what it is. It reminds me of like when they showed it to me. It reminds me of like literally like your screen, and it's just like a little cutout area of the certain piece, and it goes right over it. Really, really crazy stuff, guys. So just be careful with it. Make sure you have a physician look at it. At least you get checked out so you're good. But there's a lot of hernia mesh laws out there, and that's what it is. So you just don't want to get a hernia if possible. If you do, get it taken care of. That's my best bet to you, Dwayne. Make sure, I know you just got done with the surgery. So if you have hernia, like that's another surgery. And surgeries aren't fun, right? I take surgeries very serious. Because sometimes, listen, everybody thinks this, and you go under surgery and you get right back out. Most of the time, majority of the time, people are going to wake up from anesthesia. Some people just don't, though. Some people have died underneath the knife. I've had family members that have died underneath the knife, and I know people, obviously, right? So you just got to make sure that you're making a wise decision. But hernias, you definitely got to get them taken care of. So that's the best bet for you, okay? You don't want your intestine pushing out the abdominal area. Like I said, you have a little bulge there. You can have pain there, and that's totally up to you if you want to deal with that. All right? So let's talk about the first topic of the day. First topic of the day is going to be scientists and prosthetics. So prosthetic limbs are advancing at lightning rates, just like with technology, right? Bionic limbs. That's what they're calling them now. So bionic limbs, or these prosthetics, have advanced a lot. Now, usually when somebody, lost a limb, let's say it's a leg, let's say it's an arm, at that point, they're losing a lot more than the limb or the appendage. So when you lose, let's say your arm, or let's say your leg, you lose your leg, motor skills will be affected, everyday life's going to be affected, feeling, touch, sensations, all this stuff goes out the door. Also with this, I know some people have phantom pain. I was talking to Flex Wheeler, excuse me, and Flex Wheeler has his leg amputated. Now, he's went through a lot of, issues with it. He's rehabilitating as much as possible. But he talks about some of these phantom pains that he had, or still does. And that's, you thinking, or your brain recognizing or saying, hey, listen, you're feeling pain where there's not a leg anymore. How do you fix that? Or you have an itch on your leg and your leg's not there. Your brain is picking up, different nerves and stuff like that, and it just doesn't know. And at that point, you're dealing with this every day. So with Bionic Limbs, I mean, they've advanced it so much where they've actually put, like, basically kind of like microchips in people to a certain extent, neural links. And not Elon Musk, but certain types of neural links where they put those in, and at that point, it goes right along with the prosthetic, with the bionic limb, and some people are starting to feel sensations, get more functionality out of the limb, and just being able to have a better quality of life day in and day out. Because let's face it, there's a lot of people out there that have lost limbs, whether it be military and they lost it in, let's say, a war, or people have car accidents and lost it like that. Some people aren't born with some of these limbs too as well, so they make prosthetics for those people. People that have diabetes have lost different limbs or different things like eyes, fingers, toes. I mean, there's a wide range of things that you could lose with this. So with this new development of the next generation bionic limbs, there's a lot more that you can be able to get out of that bionic limb. Now, the biggest thing that people really bring up is, cost factor, because it's expensive to have these things. These are advances in technology, and we know that technology, especially something like this, can be very expensive. And a lot of the time, your insurance companies are not usually going to cover this advanced bionic limb, and a lot of people have to come out of pocket for these things. So at that point, that's another thing that we have to really look at. But really, really cool. I'm really happy that, things are advancing to this level, and people that have lost limbs and things like that are going to be able to have something that's better for them than a substitute, like just a regular plastic arm that doesn't have any motion or movement. even, before people would have like a hook to like grab things with their hand, but that's doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing, lose self-confidence as a person. I know a lot of people that have done this or have prosthetics and have to deal with it, especially with legs. That's a really common one that I see a lot. And like I said, Flex Wheeler was one of the person that was telling me about his situation scenario. But I have other people out there that have lost their legs or certain things in their legs where they have to have a prosthetic. So at that point, if you guys have a prosthetic or anything like that, you guys can chime in and talk to me about it and tell me what you're really looking for in the next advancement in these bionic limbs. Okay? So let's go on to the next topic of the day, Krispy Kreme. So usually I wouldn't bring up Krispy Kreme. What up, J. Crew? My man, what's up, dude? Kate Marketing, what's up? How you doing? So Krispy Kreme, they gave away 1.5 million free donuts to people that are vaccinated. And, it's just crazy, right? Because, we know that obesity is an epidemic in itself, right? And I love donuts. Don't get me wrong. But to reward people with Krispy Kreme donuts and giving them free donuts and stuff like that, are you really promoting good health? And I know they're not in the business of promoting good health. They're in the business of promoting donuts. So at that point, even for this, it's free donut day. It's coming up here. And if you get the free donut, if you've been vaccinated, you get 2 donuts. So now they're just adding to that. And donuts, like I said, I love donuts, but to be able to give, some people I know have been telling me, they've been going in there 2 or 3 times a week and getting free donuts. So they're it's making it a lot easier for them to go in there. There's something that rewards them to go in there. So people are eating more donuts, which will probably raise sugar levels in people, which could raise diabetes or pre-diabetic people in this country and promote worse health. And at that point, our health system is getting affected by this. So it's just crazy. I think it's cool that they're giving away something, to people that want to get vaccinated. And if you don't want to get vaccinated, it's totally on you. That's your decision. It should be your decision. Nobody else's decision out there. But I think that rewarding people with donuts, it's just not a good thing. I mean, give them $1. I think that would be a lot better if people give them $1. But I don't even know how much a Krispy Kreme donut goes for singly. I'll find out. Right? I mean, it's got to be at least 69 cents, 79 cents, I would think, somewhere around there, maybe $1. So if you're going to give away a Krispy Kreme, it's probably a lot less for them to make too, right? Because they're going to make profit on it too. So I understand that.
Original glaze is 99 cents.
So it's $1, 99 cents. So it'd be cooler if they gave away $1 or gave away 50 cents. Give it 50 cents. You come in Krispy Kreme, you can either have a donut or 50 cents. At that point, it's the exact same amount of cost. Maybe it's a little less for them to make it, I guess. Whatever the cost is for them to make, they should give that out in a monetary value, a money value. And at that point, if people don't want this, or let's say somebody is diabetic, it's not good for them to eat donuts. So what's their reward for getting the vaccine, right? So it's just crazy. I guess it's really cool, though. I do commend them for giving away free product. It's not hard as a business owner, especially 1.5 million donuts. So in revenue, they've gave away $1.5 million in rewards for people. So even half of that, let's say it's 50 cents. I mean, that's $750,000. It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. So I do commend them on that. But at that point, I think there should be a better reward system as far as for the vaccine. All right. So that covers that. Let's talk about our next one. And this one's kind of crazy. I usually wouldn't talk about China on here. But I read this, and I know a lot about China's culture to a certain degree because I had to read about it in college. So with them, the Chinese people, before, they were only allowed to have 2 children, tops, okay? And the reason was because they didn't want overpopulation or overuse of resources. China doesn't have a lot of area, so it's hard for them to use these resources, right? So China did a census this last year, and basically the census said that, they're lowering on population, right, and birth rates. So now the Chinese government has came out and said that, you can have a 3rd child, okay? Now, a lot of people are not keen to having a 3rd child in China. And the reason is because it's very expensive to live in China, okay? high education costs, you know, insufficient support for maternity leave and retirement, you know, have contributed to reluctancy of people having children. I even think that here in the United States, you know, I mean, infertility rates are on upmost like an up lance of high, like they're on their way up, you know, for infertility here in the United States too as well. So around the country. Now, I remember China first coming out when COVID first hit, and they were starting to do studies on fertility too as well. And basically, after people caught COVID, you know, they were doing these studies on fertility levels. And at that point, it was basically killing fertility in most males and females. So even with us, when we caught COVID here, basically, like me and Charisse, like her LH and FSH. So that's where you usually look at fertility levels, right? Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So this signal goes down to the ovaries or the testes, revs them up. For the testes, it produces testosterone. It produces semen production. So at that point, you know, you're pretty much good to go there. Now, you can still be infertile if you have high semen production, okay? But most of the time, that's not the case. Usually it's low, you know, it's low semen production or low volume, and there's not enough that's going for the shot, basically, to get pregnant. Now, with females, same thing. If they're not producing, right, if their eggs are slowing down or it gets shut down completely, their fertility functions will get lessened too as well or get turned off altogether. So at that point, it's just really crazy. The way that COVID has affected us, or the way that infertility levels are on the rise in both males and females. But China has opened it up for a third child. Think about that. Here in the United States, you can have as many children as you want. I know girls that have 3 children by 3 different baby daddies. And I know multiple girls like this. So, and there's other women that have 5, 6 children. At that point, think about if you had more children, and you could only be limited to 3 children, 2 children before. You'd have to pay taxes, cost, and in China, if you can't afford this, or you can't pay the taxes or the fine or fees that go along with this, they make you get an abortion. The other thing was about girls there. They don't want a whole bunch of girls being birthed because those girls produce more children. Now, they'll probably reverse that now because of what's going on over there, but they only wanted males at that point because, you know, males need a female to reproduce with, where females can produce multiple children over and over and over. So we'll see how it goes. It's just really crazy just to see things like this. Hold Outlaw, what's going on, man? How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm not on the Titan Instagram. We had an issue with the Titan Instagram today, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it'll be back up this week. If not, next week, but we're going to switch it over to this one, or I'm actually going to make a Titan Medical backup page just in case we have any more issues. I can try multiple platforms for you guys. But this is going to be on IGTV as well, so if you guys miss anything, you guys want to go over something, just look at IGTV, all right? But that's going to end the show today, guys. Sorry about the problems and issues we had earlier. I kind of kept it simple and easy today. Talked about the summer packages, Tighten Up, ECA Stack Plus, and our Titan Fat Burning Cream too as well. You guys can check out those packages. If you have any questions about anything that we do here service-wise, any of the therapies we offer, please, guys, give us a call or text, 727-389-3220. We'd be happy to help you guys out. Talk about any of these different therapies or services we offer. Don't forget, guys, summer is here. Summer bodies is what we need to get ready and do. So you guys are great in that bathing suit going out by the pool or beach. Yep. So I'm John from Titan, guys. I'll see you hopefully this week with me and Drew, and hopefully with Charisse tomorrow on her live too as well. But listen, if you're on Instagram and you guys don't see us on Instagram on our normal times, go over to Facebook. Check out the Titan Medical Center page on Facebook or YouTube. You guys can go there. Just look Titan Medical Center up. We'll be going live there as well. All right, guys. I appreciate all tuning in. What up, Stacy? How you doing there, girl? So I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. All right? I'm John. I'll see you next week or hopefully this week. Later, guys.